There's a video on YouTube that will completely change your view on the homeless community.
My name is Ronald Davis. I've been on the street for about a year and a half now.
The homeless crisis is getting much worse.
I mean, I have had people to walk past me and say, "Get a job, bum."
Nationwide, attacks against the homeless are on the rise.
And I said, wait a minute, I'm not a bum, I'm a human being.
Ronald's story of struggling to survive on the streets may not be unique, but the reaction to his plea for work and dignity certainly was.
And it's hard.
The video has been viewed nearly 1.8 million times in just under a week.
This is the first time in my life I ever had a cell phone.
A large portion of the comments and blog posts state that Ronald had unfortunately passed away in 2013. So it begs the question, who is the gentleman currently shown on Google Maps, panhandling outside of the CVS store in the exact same spot where Ronald Davis was interviewed in 2012?
Well, tonight, new numbers from the Fed. The homeless crisis is getting much worse.
As of a recent 2020 report, there are an estimated 580,000 people experiencing homelessness in America.
Let that number sink in.
According to a study by the Department of Housing and Urban Development, an estimated 80,000 are in the Chicago area.
This is Chicago, a great empire set in the heart of America.
Downtown Chicago back in the day, in particular West Madison Street, was formerly known as Chicago's Skid Row. Once described by Time magazine as the land of the living dead and only a stone throw away from the notorious Cabrini Green neighborhood.
It's been called a city within a city, the most notorious public housing project in America.
Gentrification has now completely transformed the area into a modern metropolis of glass buildings, with its unique rail system and rivers slicing through the concrete. West Madison Street was also the location where a conversation with a homeless man would leave a lasting impression on millions around the world.
My name is Ronald Davis. I've been on the street for about a year and a half now.
In early 2012, two students of DePaul University by the names of Andrew Messer and Nicole Malovny conducted an interview outside of a CVS store in downtown Chicago with an older gentleman wearing white sneakers, blue ripped jeans, a forest green jacket, and a black beanie hat. All under the watchful eye of their ethics professor and documentary filmmaker, Kim Clark.
I start out in my morning about 6 o'clock. I go to fill out applications for a job and stuff. They look at me, you know, I'm not looking presentable, and then we'll call you, leave a number. But how can I leave a number when I don't have a phone?
The first clue that helped us to narrow down the exact location of the interview was Ronald's mention of the flop house on the corner of Van Buren Street.
You know, from day to day, people, I come out here and panhandle with my cup. Right here at the Metro train station, people come off, bringing me sandwiches and stuff like this here. And, you know, sometimes I don't even have enough to go to the flop house. You know, sometimes the flop house is a cheap place and they number $16 for 24 hours right over there on Clark and Van Buren.
When you Google flop house Van Buren Street, Chicago, the first thing that comes up is a post about the use of a building by the name of the Plymouth as a filming location in the 1980 classic movie, The Blues Brothers.
Well, it ain't much, but it's home.
How often does a train go by?
So often you won't even notice it.
This could most certainly be a room similar to that described by Ronald as being only $16 a night, barely 2 meters by 3 meters. Would have been more than enough for him to rest his head without being open to the elements or fear of being attacked.
I mean, I have laid down at night and 5 or 6 guys woke me up, hit me in the face, man.
Nationwide, attacks against the homeless are on the rise. And just like the beating death of Norris Gaynor 2 years ago in Fort Lauderdale, teenagers, even kids, are often to blame.
Ronald's story of struggling to survive on the streets may not be unique, but the reaction to his plea for work and dignity certainly was.
The video has been viewed nearly 1.8 million times in just under a week.
In 2013, the video was brought to public attention when it was first shared by the popular blog page Gawker. A further call to action was made when the video was posted to Reddit. Huffington Post reports that a user by the name of Manny Huseman took that call and set out to try and find Ronald Davis with the hope of delivering him a care package.
Oh man, ain't this a blessing here?
policeman presented Ronald with a care package and captured what some believe was the last official photograph taken of him and his companion that day. During 2013, a few others also managed to track down Ronald to provide him with further assistance. One standout video shows a clearly excited Ronald with a new phone, telling the cameraman about a new job opportunity that had come his way.
That's the first time in my life I ever had a cell phone, man. I don't even know how to talk on it. You know, I'm still learning how to just touch it, the dial. Right, he wanted to pay my rent up for 6 months. He said, we're gonna do all this for you, get you a nice little part-time job in the suburb. Monday morning, just be standing right out here. We'll have a van to pick you up and carry you to the suburb and show you what you're supposed to be doing in the factory. I don't know what it is, I don't care.
I don't care, okay.
As long as I ain't shaking it.
It was also reported that 2 donations were set up for him. However, Ronald only ever received $200 of the collected money, with the majority being stolen by the fund's creators.
On my bad day, I'm feeling good because it don't make no difference because I'm homeless. I might wake up under the paddock under there, sleeping on the street at night, but there's one thing about it, I woke up.
Following the release of the 2012 interview, the 2 students, Andrew Messer and Nicole Malovny, went on to pursue careers in film production, with Messer going so far as to win an Emmy Award for his future work. Their professor Kim Clark, who uploaded the original video, sadly passed away on April 19, 2018, at the age of 59. Since personally coming across the video, comments on our TikTok account and posts online suggest that Ronald passed away in 2013. Others say 2019. We've spent a fair amount of time trying to get confirmation of this, but to no avail. We couldn't find any official documentation confirming Ronald's cause of death either. Some believe he was found deceased on a Chicago metro train. Other reports claim he was attacked by 2 individuals while sleeping in a park. It was also reported that Ronald had a son by the name of Tyrone, who was notified 1 month after his father's death, as Ronald did not have any form of identification on him to confirm who he was. Which brings us back to the lonely figure we found on Google Maps, panhandling at the exact same location where Ronald's 2012 interview was conducted, striking an eerily similar resemblance to that of the man. At the time of recording this, the Street View map for the location of the CVS store on West Madison Street was last updated in 2019. This could of course be another individual, but it could also be the possible last image ever captured of Ronald Davis. Either way, until the next Google update, he'll be memorialized doing what we know him for, with passers-by, again, doing their best to avoid him.
You know, but you gotta have a positive mental attitude about this situation, you know, because God is good, man. He ain't gonna leave you out there too long before he grab you.
Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching. I just wanted to give a special shout out to 2 of our subscribers who suggested we make this video, but also the many people who have taken the time to comment and share their thoughts and findings on our social media platforms. Lastly, we'd really appreciate if you could please like and share this video so we can play our role in keeping Ronald's memory alive, but most importantly, doing what we can to help others currently dealing with the homeless crisis around the world.